So, if you guys want to know what some of the things are that I hope we get in Ultimate Hunting, then stick around, because I'm going to tell you all about it. For me, one of the most immersive things in any game is the ambient sound. In Subnautica, it is a massive part of the game. Even Call of the Wild has got some maps that have got really good ambient sound. I really feel that ambient sound is something that can make or break the immersion in a game. So that's one thing that I hope they pay extra attention to. The other thing that I hope that we have in the game is a shooting range, because one of the things I didn't touch on in my previous video was that they did say that there would be weapon customization, and I just feel that having a shooting range where you can actually go and practice zeroing your weapon could actually be something that would be very handy. I mentioned this very briefly in my previous video, is the clothing options. I really hope that the clothing options that they give us do add to our visibility, because I do not understand the purpose of having various options for clothing when it actually doesn't add to anything. So if we wear something that is more like this, then we should be less visible, depending on where we are hunting, obviously. The other thing, when it comes to the vehicle that they announced, I'm not much of a multiplayer person. I don't really enjoy multiplayer. However, I know a lot of people do, and I think that a vehicle like this that you could load more than one person into would be extremely handy. Also, if you could use this vehicle to transport goods, like let's say for example tree stands, tripod stands, blinds, hides, extra weapons, that would actually make a lot more sense than a person running around with 3 rifles and a tent and 20 tripod stands. I think having it all stored in a vehicle could actually not be a terrible idea. Now, when it comes to tracking, I feel that when you come across a track, I'm not opposed to it telling you the sex of the animal per se, because in a lot of cases the size of the track does show you that it's more likely to be a male or a female of whatever species you're hunting. So I'm okay with that if they have that. However, I feel that with a track it should not tell you the score of the animal. It should only give you the weight, and you should work off the weight of the animal so as to figure out if it's worth tracking or not, because obviously animals that weigh more have got a better potential of scoring more. I also feel that when it comes to tracking, we should have more signs than just the tracks on the ground and a dung pile here and there and a rest zone and a feed zone. I think rubs, where the animal rubs against a tree or rolls around in the dirt or something like that, should definitely count towards tracking. So yeah, I really feel that having more than one option for tracking should be an option. Speaking about rest zones and feed zones, I think they should get done away with. Having hunted multiple times in my life, I do know that animals are territorial. I do know that when they feed or rest, it is within a certain area. There's no fixed point where the animal feeds, drinks, or rests. It's in a rough area where you can find the animals depending on the time of the day, and that's as far as it goes. Most animals, when they feed, they rest at the same time. They'd feed a bit, they'd lay down, rest while the rest of the herd is busy feeding, and basically swap between each other. It's not a fixed rule that the animal only feeds at this time and it only rests at this time. I think that is something that could definitely be done. With regards to drink times, I think that drink time should be a lot more accurate. You do not have a lot of animals that drink during the middle of the day. Animals, especially in Africa, generally drink early in the morning and then very late in the afternoon going into evening. They can drink at night as well, depending on the situation of predators in the area. But there I think they can give some lenience. But with regards to animals drinking from 11 o'clock until 1 o'clock and then going and feeding and then resting and then coming back exactly 6 hours later to repeat the cycle, I think is ridiculous. That is also something that I feel can be addressed and definitely would improve the game. Speaking about that, you've got certain animals that are diurnal and you've got certain animals that are nocturnal, and I feel that they should stick to those schedules. There is no reason why you would have your diurnal animals running around and drinking and feeding at night, and there's no reason why your nocturnal animals would be doing their normal routine during the day. Something else that I would really like to see in game is a photo mode. Seeing the images that they've released so far, I think not having a photo mode would be a massive loss. It could also be something that would really work well in the community. Having community competitions, photo competitions and things like that for the photo mode could really be good. Going off photo mode, I think trophy cam would be fantastic. Now I call it trophy cam. Basically just a way for you to get a trophy shot of your animal or you with your animal could really be interesting. Especially if when trophy lodges come out, if you could put those photographs in your trophy lodge with the trophy that you shot. I really think that could be something that would make your lodge more special, make your hunts more special. Having spoken about trophy lodges now, I think we all know that trophy lodges are not going to come out with release. However, I really hope that they do include a way for us to save our harvests until we get trophy lodges. In that way, if you shoot a really massive animal, you can save it. When trophy lodges come out one day, you can go and stick it up in the trophy lodge with a photograph that you took of it or whatever. That then brings me on to another point with regards to trophies and hunting, is multi-option for your hunting log. So you can see how many trophy animals you shot. I don't know how their scoring system is going to work, how they obviously not going to have a medal system like gold, diamond, silver, etc. However, there surely must be some kind of ranking system where you know that this animal is exceptional. So you could then go into your hunting log and choose only wanting to view your exceptional animals in your hunting log. And then you can see exactly how many of those you got. You could go into your hunting log and then select a certain species. So you could say, well, I had to shoot 200 greater kudu before I got this exceptional one, for example. Or out of the 200 kudu I shot, I got so many rare kudu, just as an example. One thing that I feel is extremely important is animal interactions within the herd. So animals of the same species interacting with each other, then animals interacting between species. So for example, the baboon with the kudu. And then I want to see animals interacting with the terrain and the vegetation. The action of them actually browsing should be there. I don't expect to see each leaf going into the animal's mouth or something stupid like that. That's not what I expect at all. But if an animal is a browser, then it should browse. If an animal is a grazer, it should graze. And then with regards to the terrain, for example, warthog wallow. So if there's a mud pool somewhere, seeing the warthog wallow and get covered in mud and etc. I'd really like to see something like that. Which also brings me on to another topic, having mentioned herds. I really want to see lion in prides, not solitary animals. If they are solitary animals, they must be in the minority. Your lion are in prides generally. So if we could have that, I would absolutely be sold. My last point. I think this is probably going to be the most controversial. I know some people really liked the idea when I've mentioned it on stream in the past, and some people are very opposed to this idea. I think that this would take the game to the next level for me, especially when it comes to this particular species. I feel that when it comes to elephants, you should need to buy a license with in-game currency, obviously. So if you shoot certain animals and you earn your money, if you do your missions and earn money, you save up your money until you've got enough so that you can go and buy a license to shoot an elephant, thereby making elephants a much more prized trophy, in my opinion. That you don't have somebody going on a grind and shooting 10,000 elephants and filling 20 trophy lodges with elephants within 3 days. I know that's a ridiculous example, but still, if somebody has got an elephant trophy, no matter how big, no matter how small, it'll mean something to them. And it mustn't be extremely expensive, but it also mustn't be very cheap. If you've got to pay in-game currency for a license to go shoot an elephant, you're not going to shoot the very first elephant you see. You are absolutely going to take your time. You're going to keep that license until you get the option to shoot that elephant. And if you shoot the elephant without a license, there must be a penalty. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you think that wanting a license for elephant is extremely controversial? Or do you agree with me? Do you think it would make the hunt a lot more special? I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Ragnar. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Maybe consider subscribing. While you're about it, why not hop across to my Twitch and follow me there as well. Link is in the description. and I will see you in the next video.